There are 4 different roles in Valorant that guide you how you should be playing your agent. Let's take a look at each sentinel in the upcoming minutes. Now we are going to talk about an agent who is not just a healer. Sage is arguably the best support agent in the game, with her heal and resurrection being really useful for the team. But today, I wanna talk about her wall. Most of the time, people just put Sage's wall into the choke point and think their job with the wall is done. They couldn't be more wrong about that. Sage's wall is an extremely creative ability that can grant you game-winning advantages. Just to clarify, I am not talking about the crazy green walls. That's a whole new level to reach as a Sage player. I am showing you a simple yet effective play that anyone can do without practice. The example is on Ascent's A side. Using this wall on A main wouldn't do much other than slow down the enemy. And then you might ask, but isn't that the wall's job? Well, it is, but not only that. Let me explain. If you are a bit more ambitious, you can use this as a weapon. Stand on the outer edges of the wall or in the little corners it creates upon placing the wall. These spots make it very complicated for the opponent to get onto the side, and even if they do, it's rare that they check every inch of the wall, since they are busy holding many different angles and clearing many different locations on the side to make sure it's safe to plant. You can always surprise them with some cheeky placements and unexpected spots. The king of lurking is the next one on the list. Playing with him is quite straightforward. You put down your trips, your cam with some cages to play around, and then just wait for the enemy to hit your side. You can enhance these setups by learning some one-way cages to make sure you have the upper hand over your opponents. The cam can be put into some mind-blowing locations to make it really hard to shoot, giving you a huge amount of info during the round. But what if I told you this might all be useless if you aren't careful enough? Every time you play Cypher, you need to also take a look at the enemy team. Since KO has the possibility to disarm your trips with a single silence, you need to rethink your way of playing. In case of having a KO on the opposite team, your positioning has to change. You need to ensure that your setup will be active when they are hitting the side. After some rounds you will get used to his knives and you can position accordingly. Dodging that ability will make it really challenging for the attackers to get to the side, but in the first few rounds you have to be more cautious than usual. The next agent we are going to talk about is a nerd. You probably already guessed it right, it's Killjoy. Just like Cypher, her ability kit is also perfect for holding a side. She can learn some lineups to stall the spike and clutch difficult rounds. She can retake with her ultimate and even watch the flank with her alarm bot. This is where things get really exciting. When you use your alarm bot on defense, many players try to hide it, so when the attackers come out, they instantly have to shoot it. The problem that comes into play here is that as you rank up, people will expect the alarm bot and shoot these usual places like the right side on split B side. Instead of hiding it, trying to make it hard to shoot, put it in the middle of an open space. The alarm bot can only be seen and heard if you are standing right next to it, so there is no chance anyone could shoot it until they are out of cover, making them an easy target. On top of this, as they are being really careful to clear the corners, they are suddenly getting tagged by the alarm bot in a very unexpected way. Getting a frag in that moment for the defenders is light work. Sometimes I dream about sitting on top of the Eiffel Tower, eating a good croissant. For me, it stays only a dream, probably for a while, but not for the next agent on the list. Chamber was one of the most influential agents in the Valorant meta for a long time. He was everywhere, since he has the craziest first round abilities known to humankind. The teleport is lovely for taking some aggressive peeks, and the ultimate is just a free operator. Who wouldn't take that, right? But a big mistake I see most Chamber players make is not abusing the Q ability. The Headhunter is broken, especially early in the half. Can do some serious damage with the one-shot possibility. Eco rounds are suddenly winnable if you have a good chamber on your team. If you don't trust your aim enough to use your Headhunter, chamber will always be way less efficient in your hands. Don't ever buy a ghost or even worse an actual sheriff on pistol or eco rounds. Your Headhunter is light years ahead of those guns and the benefits it can offer are just too good to be overlooked. The next agent is from Norway and has been considered one of the weakest sentinels in the game. You will definitely need a different playstyle for Deadlock to be efficient, but she's not even close to being useless. Her wall can cover a huge amount of space, making it really mentally demanding to play against. The nade can be used for some crazy combos where you are almost guaranteed to come out on top. The ultimate itself can be a challenge, but today I want to give you a great tip for her sonic sensors. We hear many times that players hate on Deadlock because the sensors didn't cover the flank. But what if I told you that the sensors weren't even made to deal with flanks? Matter of fact, they are perfect to play after plant with, and on defense, you can use them as any other Sentinel utility. For defense, I don't think I would have to explain myself too much, but what about attacking? Let's say we planted the spike, we are waiting for the timer to run down. I found the most use for the sensors placed on top of the spike or around choke points. The idea here is that you can put the sensors into spots where the enemy must make noise. They can't dodge it, like in a place where they have to drop into, making noise as they land, or next to the spike that also makes noise when they tap it. You can play off the utility and it's impossible for the enemies to dodge. If you put it on top of the spike, it is an easy elimination for you. Next time, surprise your teammates with the great use of the sonic sensors. Now you are better with sentinels, but to improve as a controller player, you need to click right here.